Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 Cavs uh, NBA playoff round one uh, recap show. Well, it was the same script for the Cavs on tonight, leading to an unfortunately familiar ending. The Cavs season came to a close tonight. The Cavs fell to the Knicks 106-95 in Game 5 of the first round series. Cleveland's season is over after nearly every confounding thing that played them this series continued in the final matchup between these two teams. They were beaten upon the boards 48-30, and keep in mind the disparity is even with Julius Randle exciting this game in the second quarter, with the Knicks maintaining a 50-49 lead after re-aggravating his left sprained ankle, which he injured last month. The truly wild stat: the Knicks had 22nd chance points off 17 offensive rebounds, while the Cavs had only 3 points. Jared Allen only had 4 rebounds. The Cavs once again gave the Knicks opportunities on the boards, and they should not have done that. And when they opted to blitz, and Jalen Brunson, who was still finished with 23 points on 8 of 22 shooting, and it was just another okay for Donovan Mitchell offensively with 28 points on 11 of shooting, including just 19 points through the first three quarters. And before I move on, let me give you the trivia question for today. It's a Cavs one. In 2005, who was fired after a loss? In 2005, who was fired after less than two full seasons as Cavs head coach, following a 5-year stint with the Hornets? I will have the answer later in the podcast. Couldn't really open its offense, up beyond Mitchell as New York trapped and harassed him for most of the evening. No one else really managed to take over, with the exception of Darius Garland, scoring 7 quick points in the fourth that allowed Cleveland to trim the lead to 6 with 8:10 to play, but never any closer. As a result, New York could keep uh, uh, zoning in on Mitchell, stiffing the Cavs offense as a whole, but it was also the intangibles. Early in the game, it seemed like the Knicks once again came in with all the fire, knowing the stakes in a closeout game. They led Cleveland 33-26 after the first quarter and had 12 points combined off the second chance points. And Cleveland's 5 turnovers, and those in over those first 12 minutes. The atmosphere early in Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse was hardly electric, given the early deficit. It felt more like a random game in January than a playoff environment. And ain't that the truth? And it did. And the reality is the Cavs didn't really give their fans much to cheer for. They were and their roster deficiencies were once again evident. There was no true spark coming off the bench, no magical rotation that could have fixed it. It goes back to this team being top heavy as a result of the trade for Mitchell, a problem they've known exists and yes, tried to rectify before the trade deadline. The scrappiness that was defined them showed up in spurts on Wednesday, spurts tonight, consistent enough. There is nothing much to say about this loss because it was simply the same old story of this year, and it sure was. And unfortunately for the Cavs, it means the story of the 2022-23 season is ending earlier than most had hoped with a first round playoff exit. So, and I mean, the Cavs are going to learn from this, and they're going to do everything they can in the offseason to correct this problem, and hopefully they're going to be an even better team next year. So, I'm going to keep the stats right now, and let me. The total is third, which is 13 turnovers. They only had 3 points in the paint. They exclusive versus fouls. They only had 2 blocks. But the guys was at a total of 24 assists. Only 4 offensive rebounds. The defense played a lot better than the offense tonight. They had 26 rebounds. Total rebounds, they had 30. They free throws, they had 12 of 15. And 3 pointers, they made 13 of 33. And field goals, they were 35 of 75. The Knicks just outscored and outworked the Cavs in every way. And the Cavs just need to be more aggressive and have more physicality, and they did not have that. Donovan Mitchell made a comeback tonight, but it was not enough. As I mentioned, 28 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Darius Garland, 21 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Caris LeVert, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Isaac Okoro, 10 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. Jared Allen, 4 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. C.D. Osman, 6 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Lamar Stevens, 3 points. Danny Green had 1 rebound. Evan Mobley had 6 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. And it just was not just not as serious. This wasn't. I know Cavs fans were hoping for light at the end of the tunnel because we wanted Game 6 and Game 7, but that will not happen. So the Cavs, as I said, will do everything in their power to correct their problem this offseason, and they just. I feel they're going to need another piece of the puzzle, and I think they're going to do a lot of work this offseason, and I think they're going to be an even better team next year. So, so this will. I think the Cavs are really going to learn from this, and it is disappointing. I know Cavs fans are hurting from this loss. So this is one. I think the Cavs are hurting, and so are the Bucks fans. So, but the Cavs just could not get it together, and they gave up. I'll tell you this: they gave up. They lost Game 1, gave up 101 points Game 1. They won Game 2, 107-98. Then gave up 99 points in Game 3, and then 102 points in Game 4, and now tonight 106 points. This just shows you the Knicks just had the Cavs number, and when you get to the playoffs, you got to play like it's a playoffs. It's not the regular season, and the Cavs just could not get it together, and they did not have the aggressiveness or physicality, and not even off the bench. So it's now the off season for the Cavs, and as I said, they will do everything they can to correct these problems that they had in the playoffs, and the problems that they had during the regular season, even though they gave us a great season. And I'm proud of the Cavs no matter what. I know fans are too, but they wanted more in the playoffs. And I think next year they'll be back in the playoffs. And I think we will get more out of them in the playoffs next year because I think they're going to make some moves during the offseason. And I think they're going to do everything they can correct the problems they had with the physicality and the aggressiveness in this playoff postseason during this off season, these next 5 months before the new season gets underway. And right now, I'm going to give you the answer to today's Scat Sports 101 NBA playoffs, Cavs NBA playoffs trivia question. Here it is. In 2005, who was fired after less than 2 full seasons as Cavs head coach following a 5-year stint with the Hornets? And it was, if you said Paul Silas, you are correct. And Silas only spent two seasons with the Cavs and had a 5-year stint with the Hornets, and neither teams had the greatest season. And I'll have another trivia question tomorrow on as I begin my NFL Draft Continuous podcast tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. And the Browns will not have a pick until day 2, round 3 on Friday. But I'm going to do the whole 3 days, so don't you worry. I'll keep you informed and posted. But until then, and the Guardians win 4-1 today. They avoided the sweep, and so they are now 12-13, and Trevor Bunby was the winning pitcher today. So until tomorrow, always remember, be a team player each and every day, in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.